Hello and welcome, this is the Nuclear Rabbit, and today I am doing something a bit different. I am giving some general tips for getting through normal. In this case, this is specifically geared towards normal. I'm not talking about specific builds or anything, it's just like, this is what I do in normal, this is how I get through it, this is how you start a character. So first things first, you need gold. You're getting into the Bloodmoor, the gold plains. Sell everything you can find, but especially sell throwing knives, rings, amulets, charms, armors, gems, wands, maces, staffs. If you don't use it, sell it, you need the gold. After that, you go towards the countess on normal and you want to kill her on players 1, because every single character in this game wants a stealth. You're always just better off using a stealth, and the rest of the runes just depends on your build. So I'll end up doing tutorials for character specific stuff, but this is very general, so for now just get a stealth. And then the next part of this, so one of the biggest parts of normal is getting level. So where do you level? That's a question that I get a lot. So you can level on players 1 through 8. I usually start out on players 8 and then just work my way down the more I'm getting towards level 25. And from level 25 out, I'm only on higher player counts when I want the levels. What else can place as a level? In Act 1, you have Bishy Boss. He's in the Cold Plains. It's a shaman, he's fire immune. You have Rakanishu in the Stony Field. Tristram is an excellent place to farm. So one of the best things you can do is save gain, farm Tristram, farm Rakanishu, and get to like, you can easily get to like level 15 doing that. But you don't really need to, because you can just get levels at the counters where you need to go for the stealth anyway. Then the next thing in Act 2, you get beetles. They are excellent experience. I know they're pretty dangerous, they're lightning enchanted, so be careful, but they are very good experience. And Tarash's tombs are also just excellent experience. Then you get to Act 3. The Flayer Jungle is one of the best places in the game to level. You can easily get level 25 there. You also have the Ruined Temple, which you can farm. If you have a Ruined Temple or a disused vein or something next to the waypoint, it can be a very quick farm. And don't farm levels in Act 4, it's not worth it, there's just nothing there, you don't want experience there. And it doesn't really matter where you get your levels as long as you're level 25 before you hit Act 5, because there's an experience wall there and you just won't get any experience, or it's so little that it's really annoying. And if you have Terror Zones unlocked after beating Bale, if you have the Terror Zone in the areas that I just mentioned, go do them, otherwise just go Pindle or Bale. Players 8 Bale is so fast. I've done like level 50 in like 2 hours before, it's insane. Then for your stats and your skills, strength, just use for gear, dex, gear as well, but you can bump it a bit if you need attack rating, but please try and get it from items. Try to go for like angelic combo or something, and you should always try for at least 80% chance to hit. The higher is just always better. And some points can go into energy. If you have like a sorceress, just put like 20-30 points into energy, it makes your life so much better, and dump the rest into vitality. We're playing a game, we need to not die. Then the biggest part of a run is getting your gear. So the first place you can farm is Andariel normal. I wouldn't really recommend it, especially because you don't really need anything from her. You can get like Hussar's boots or a belt or something, and it's fine, but you can very easily also just go to Mephisto and get them there. Lower Kuras get you some charms and some gems if you need it. For the rest, I mainly recommend either running Eldritch for items or an experience, or Bale, because Bale is like the first real boss that can drop some actually good gear. Like Bale can drop a Skin of the Viper Magi, which is very powerful. Bale can drop a Peasant Crown, stuff like that. So Bale is the first place where you really start getting into the good stuff. But you can farm the other ones as well. Like you can farm Antario, you can farm Mephisto, but on normal I wouldn't really recommend it, but if you want to do it, go for it. Then, what are you looking for on your gear? So the important mods I'm looking for on my gear for a caster are Magic Find, faster cast rate, mana after kill, mana and resist. And for melee characters are Magic Find, damage, attack rating, crushing blow, half freeze duration and open wounds. Magic Find is just the best mod in the game, it's not even close for player versus monster. And faster cast rate is just very good as well. Mana after kill, yeah, basically a caster just wants to make as many spells as possible as fast as possible, and they also want to make sure that they have mana. That's all this is, and resist is help you not die. And melee characters just need to hit things and deal a lot of damage. Basically the entire gist of this is just you want to do as much damage as quickly as possible, so you're looking for the mods that enable that. And one thing that you see in my videos is that I don't do every quest. I never do every quest. There are some quests that are just miserable, but the relevant quests are in Act 1, the Den of Evil and Andariel. Then in Act 2 you have Radamant for the skill point, you have Duriel for the quest for the Act 3 access. Act 3 gives you the Jade figurine, the Git bin, Mephisto and the book. I forgot the book in the thingy, but it gives you stats, life, rares, Everything in Act 4 is relevant. You just want your health forge, you want an M rune if you can get it. It gets you either an M tier for a melee character or it gets you close to a spirit for a caster. In Act 5 you have Lazuk, Anya, Ancients and Bale. Anya and Lazuk you can skip if you want, but I wouldn't recommend it. Although I do have to say that in Hell I usually skip Anya, but this is a normal video, I'd never skip Anya in normal. Then the best normal builds, like these are the builds that I'm just consistently doing to get through the game quickly so I can get to the good stuff. Assassin, I just go fire traps. For an Amazon, go plague javelin or explosive arrow, whether you want javelins or bows. For a barbarian, just play something out. No, just kidding, go double swing with 2 scepters. You can also use a flail with 3 sockets, triple tal and an ith in there. Also gets you through normal fine. For a druid, just play a fire druid, they're insane. Summon necro easily beats the entire game, not only normal. Holy fire, just you don't even have to click on stuff. And for a sorceress, as long as you're not playing cold, you should be fine. And then some general tips. First off, take your time. Nobody cares how long you take to beat a 22-year-old game. Honestly, unless you're speedrunning, nobody cares. And people just don't care about what level you are either. You can beat the game at level 62, you can beat it at 92, it just doesn't matter. Just play at a pace that you're comfortable with. And with that in mind, play on a player's count that you're comfortable with. People are always asking me like, what you do players 8? How long are you on players 8? Do you play players 8 all the time? No, I just go players 8 until I'm level 25. Then I hit players 1 because I like actually getting through the game. For gear, don't worry about it, it's normal. Just get something going and just look for better stuff along the way. And another tip that I can give is that when you play a caster build, just put your inventory full with mana pots. I very regularly just have like 30 mana pots in my inventory. And some more general stuff as well. Just reset the game when needed. Don't be afraid to save and quit. It's not save scumming, it's just a thing in the game, don't worry about it. I've been called a save scummer a lot in this past while, and I don't feel guilty about it at all. Saving and quitting is just part of the game for me. And you can reroll items with gems for gold, reroll maces, wands, staffs, armors, just reroll them all for some more gold. And nobody knows their breakpoints and rune words and cube recipes by heart. Well, I know most of the rune words and some cube recipes, but just look them up. Like, nobody cares if you know them by heart or not, just look them up. And then the second part of the general tips. For Andariel, just get some antidote potions. They give you 30 seconds of poison resist. Same goes for thawing potions against Duriel and Mephisto. And if you can get some Rel runes or even an Odd rune for Diablo, maybe from the Hellforge, use it. Lightning resist and fire resist are important. Then for Bale, if you can't beat his minions, just drag them out. Another general tip, just set a TP when the road splits. So if you have like, let's see, yeah, if you have the glacial trail, but you haven't found Anya's cave yet, the frozen thingy, frozen river, just make a TP at the exit towards the glacial trail, then find the next waypoint and use the waypoint to get back to the crystalline passage. So you can just continue searching from there and don't have to re-walk the entire path. You can do the same with the far oasis. If you get the exit first, just make a TP, then find the waypoint in the lost city, use it to get back to the far oasis and continue searching there. It just saves you so much walking around. Another thing, just reset the ancients till you get good mods. If you're playing like a fire character and 2 of them are fire immune, just make town portal, try again. And split them up. You'd much rather fight a 1v1 than a 1v3. And having a general idea of how maps work is also really nice because it makes sure that you know which way to go. Like, I know for every area in the game, if I enter and the exit is at some point, I know where the entrance is at some point, I know where the exit is at, etc, etc. I know, like in the jail I need to go across. If I go to the maggot lair, I need to go always right. Like, stuff like that really helps on getting through the game very nicely because it just saves you a lot of danger. Something else that I do, I have been setting my keybinds consistently for 20 years at this point. I always have the same skills in the same spot. So for instance, my energy shield is always on the same button on my sorceresses as my battle orders is on my barbarians, or my holy shield is on my paladins, or my Valkyrie is on my Amazons. I always have those kind of skills on the same button. I always have my main attack on the same button. And one thing you want to focus on as well is just killing champions and super uniques. Champions give 3 times more experience and super uniques and the minions give 5 times more experience. So just kill those more, it's just better experience. And about killing more, just farm more. It's okay. Like, if you you need to farm to level 22 to be comfortable getting to Act 3, do it. It's fine. It's your game, your fun. Just make sure you're okay, you know. And one thing that's also very important, if you're playing a melee character, if you're low level, your chance to hit really tanks. And if you have a higher level, your chance to hit becomes bearable. But getting a higher level really helps with your chance to hit. So if you're playing like a barbarian or a zealot and you have very bad chance to hit, just level up 4, 5, maybe even 10 levels if you really want to grind. And then just try again. And usually you'll find that you're getting through the areas much better. And one thing that you just have to accept, if you're gonna play hardcore, you're gonna die. I've killed, I don't know, like 50, 60 characters like this? No, way more. I think I'm like 70 or 80 characters at this point that I've killed. That I even remember. I've probably killed like a bunch on recognition and stuff as well. Even for this channel, I've had runs where I died in like Act 2 normal and Act 3 normal. I had a holy free zealot going that just died to Travancore, and I was like, yeah, there's just no story here. I didn't find anything. Delete the content. Let's move along for the next one. It's gonna happen, because if it wouldn't, this game wouldn't be very exciting. And then the final part of this, before you get into Nightmare, some benchmarks, you want to get your resist in the positive. So Nightmare gives you minus 40 resist, but I'll get into that more in the Nightmare version of this. But you do want to make sure that your resists are good. You also want to make sure that you have something of gear on every slot. It doesn't have to be best in slot or anything. You won't have that at all, but you want to make sure that you have something going. Another thing that you want to have going is make sure that you have enough health. Like I can do Nightmare on like 300 HP. But if you can't, make sure you have more. Just go to 400, 500, 1000 if you need to. And if you're in Nightmare and it's just too hard, you're just getting brick walled all over the place, go back to normal, farm some levels, farm some gear. And that brings you to Nightmare, which is actually the easiest difficulty. But that's for the next video. So see you then. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.